Hi there, I'm Rex King. Welcome back to another episode of Straight to Streaming, and today we're talking about the new Hulu movie Suncoast. So Suncoast was directed by Laura Chin. It's actually based off her own life experiences. She's also the screenwriter for the film, so this is basically her vision. The idea of the movie follows this girl named Doris, played by Nico Parker, and her brother is suffering from a form of brain cancer and is basically on his last legs. He's about to pretty much die. He's actually being moved to a hospice called Suncoast, and pretty much follows her through those last days of his life. Um, Also, the conflicts that she kind of has with herself and her mother, played by Laura Linney. So this film's story's pretty interesting. It's different than what the plot description tells you. The plot description says the centerpiece of this entire story is the relationship that Doris has with this protester, who's this older gentleman played by Woody Harrelson, and pretty much he's there to protest a different case entirely, and is only there to really give her someone to talk to and really vent what she's going through. Um, that's not the centerpiece. The centerpiece is really her internal struggle with trying to become a normal kid, while also balancing like how her brother is going to die, the way her mother is treating her. It's a really complex story when you start to break it down. And anyone who's been through anything like this will very much understand what the film is trying to convey. I really hooked onto this one personally because I went through similar feelings when my mother was dying. She had multiple sclerosis, and for years I just watched her deteriorate into her final moments, and it was tough. And this film understands how tough it is. It could have very much tried to make this philosophical argument about the quality of life and what people go through. It really could have tried to talk down to the audience, but I really like that it manages to talk straight to the audience and not shed any type of discussion from this film, and I really felt it was good and impactful. The characters are also really well done for the most part. I really like Doris. I feel like I could relate to that character. I feel like she was developed really well. Uh, I do feel like they give the mother a little bit too much shade. What I mean by that is there's a lot of times where she comes off as a jerk for no reason, and it we know what she's going through, but sometimes she's a little too mean spirited for her own good, and it just took too much out of that character. And I feel like for a film that was doing so well, they should have tried to make her a little bit more sympathetic at times, as opposed to making her as much of a jerk as she actually is. Um, that being said, all the performances, especially from Nico Parker, are absolutely brilliant. I really enjoyed what they did to this, brought to the table. Woody Harrelson doesn't overshadow anyone in this film, and he's the biggest star in it by a long shot. So it is quite good to see that everyone managed to bring their A game to a movie like this. And visually, there's not a whole lot to talk about. There's nothing really bad as far as editing and shots are concerned. I would say the cinematography is pretty good for the most part. I would say the camera work is what it needs to be for a film like this. Music, it's as impactful as you need for a story like this, and it really does manage to drive the emotional point home that the film's trying to drive home. So at the end of the day, Suncoast, at least for me, was a wonderful experience. And This is probably the first time this year where I've sat down from a film beginning to end and felt like this film was legitimately good and understood what it wanted to do. Films this year have not been good so far. Let's be completely honest. Most of the films have either been genuinely okay or bad. And this is really the first film where I felt like I can say with an absolute certainty that it's did what it wanted to accomplish. And for that reason, I'm going to give Suncoast a 7 out of 10. If you have any type of experience like this, just taking care of a loved one who is starting to go, you will understand what Suncoast is trying to talk about. And you really should check out this movie because I think you'll understand and fully grasp what the film is trying to do. If I really recommend checking this one out at the end of the day. Anyway, that's what I felt about Suncoast. If you've seen it, what did you think about it? Let me know in the comments below. And if you like this video, like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you next time.